Okay, we are starting today estimating quotients with compatible numbers. Now, compatible numbers, says right here, are numbers that are easy to compute mentally or in our head. Okay? So, this is really similar to what we've done in the past, only it's easier. So let me show you a quick example. This is what we've done in the past. If we had a number like 338 divided by 8, we started multiplying 8 times different numbers to get us close to 338, right? So we would have started maybe with 8 times 10, and that gets us to 80, 8 times 20, 160, and it takes a while, right? 8 times 30 gets us to 240, 8 times 40 gets us to 320, there we go. 8 times 50 gets us to 400, and 338 is between 320 and 400, right?
That's a lot.
So our answer would be around 40, right? Remember when we did that? Okay, so what we're doing today is the same kind of thing, only it's much easier. You ready? Okay, so Dakota, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the first 2 digits, go over to the 8 row, and we're looking for 33. What's the number on the 8 row closest to 33?
32.
32. Guess what? 33 turns into 32. What do you think happens to the 8?
Becomes a 0.
Becomes a 0. 320 divided by 8. What's your basic fact?
32 times 8.
Divided by. 32 divided by 8. We go 8, 32, 4. How many zeros do we bring over?
1.
That's what we're doing today. We're making it into a new problem. So instead of 338, we're estimating by finding a number close to 338, which is 320, that we know can be divided by our divisor because it's on that row. Cash?
I remember we kind of did the same thing in multiplication, where we would have a number and we would lower it to the closest number and drop it down.
Yep.
And do times.
Yep. And you guys know, I've been, when we were doing the problems using multiples where we had to keep multiplying over and over, well, I made the mistake of giving you guys kind of this strategy already because I knew it and I had it in my head. So I've been already telling you to look for the first 2 digits, haven't I, on your multiplication table?
Yeah.
So anyway, but that's what we're doing. So the first problem says a horse's heart beats 132 times in 3 minutes. So over the course of 3 minutes, a horse's heart beats around 132 times. We're wanting to figure out how many times it beats each minute. So first of all, in the blue box it says, will a horse's heart beat more or fewer than 132 times in 1 minute? Fewer. How come?
Because 1 is less than 3, and if you think of it,
Because you're splitting this into 3, right?
yeah, and technically, if you think of it this way, 1, it would be like thirds instead of 1 whole.
Yeah, that's right. Good, Jace. Okay, so 132, each minute would be fewer than 132. What operation will we use to solve this problem? Jace?
Division.
Division. Good job. Give yourself a point.
Wait. So I get
Yep.
two.
You get 2. Yep. Okay. So it says you can use compatible numbers to estimate quotients. Compatible numbers are numbers that are easy to compute mentally. Make sure you have the words fewer and division written here. Okay. Here's our problem. 132 divided by 3. Now, it says find a number close to 132 that divides easily by 3. Use basic facts. So we're looking at 13. We're going to go to the 3 row and look for 13. Where would 13 be on the 3 row?
In between
Shelby?
12.
Between 12 and 15. Good. So I'm going to put 12 up here and 15 down here, okay? Because, Julie, if you were writing like numbering like for spelling list, you would go 1, 2, 3, right? So your cash, your smallest number goes on top, your biggest on bottom. So smallest in the middle, biggest, right?
Yes.
So, now what do I have to, what about that 2? What do I do with that 2? Ella? Turn it into a 0 right here and right here, right?
Yeah.
Now, we finished writing out the problem. 12 divided by 3, or 120 divided by 3 and 150. So we have our basic fact of 12 divided by 3 and 15 divided by 3. Now, which is 132 closer to 120 or 150?
120.
Landon? 120. So this is the one we're going to use. Sometimes today, guys, they're going to have you do one that's smaller and one that's bigger. But for this one, we're just doing the closest. So 12 is closer to 13 than 15 is. So we come over here. 120 is the same as 12 tens, right? We replace the 0 with the word tens. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 12 tens divided by 3 is 4 tens, or 40. So that means a horse's heart beats about 40 times a minute. Okay? So what we did is 12 divided by 3. We went to the 3 row, found 12, went up, equals 4, and then brought over our 0. Okay? That's it.
Oh, was almost my son business.
All right, here we go. So here's our next problem. 1,382 divided by 5. Okay, so we're looking at 13 and 5. On this one, I believe it wants us to do a range, so a smaller number and a bigger number. So we go to the 5 row and we look for 13. What 2 numbers would 13 be between? Ella?
15 and 20.
Nope.
I mean 10 and
10 and 15. 10 and 15. So watch this, guys. This is a little tricky. We turn this 13 into 10 and 15. How many zeros do we add on?
2.
2 here and 2 here. Okay, so we have 1,000 divided by 5 and 1,500 divided by 5. What's our basic fact for this one? Dakota?
1 times 5. Or 1 divided by 5.
1 divided by 5. Okay, Dakota, so go to your 5 row and find 1. Is there a 1 there?
No.
So what would we need to use instead of 1? Remember what happens whenever this first number is smaller than this number? We have to use one of our zeros. So our basic fact would actually be 10 divided by 5. Remember? Okay. So if you go to the 5 row, is there a 10 on there?
Yeah.
And then go up, and what's it equal?
2.
2. How many zeros do you need to add on to coda?
2.
2, because we used 1 for our basic fact, right? Okay, good. Okay, and then 15 divided by 5, 5, 15, 3, with 2 zeros behind it. Your estimate, when they want you to do 2, guys, it'll always be like 100 apart, like 400 to 500, 600 to 700, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's write this in here. So 10 divided by 5 is a basic fact, and 15 divided by 5 is a basic fact. And 1,382 is between 1,000 and 1,500. And 1,000 is the same as 10 hundredths. Divided by 5 is 2 hundredths, or 200. And 15 hundredths divided by 5 is 3 hundredths, or 300. So that means that our answer for 1,382 divided by 5 is between 200 and 300.
That was fast.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the type of questions that we're doing today?
Exactly like this.
Okay.
Okay, and actually they're more like,
I'm fine with that.
okay, they're more like these down here, but we're gonna break apart one more, and then I'm gonna give you examples of, uh-huh.
I couldn't see that. I couldn't see the 1 0 down. I couldn't see. It was too much of a blur. The ones on step 2.
This is 10 to 200.
Okay, I can't see like the other one over there too. I can't see both.
Can you see this?
No.
10.
Okay, hold on. 10.
Here, let me try to scoot the desk over a little bit and see if that helps at all. Does that help at all?
No.
15.
Okay.
1,000 and 1,500.
Okay.
And then 200 and 300.
Okay, what's the other step 2?
Okay, there's
You already did that one. It's the bottom one.
okay, 15 and 3. And then 300.
Okay.
Is that cut? Are y'all caught up?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna do one more problem here, like this, and then we're gonna do some examples like your work today. 1,718 divided by 4. So we start by underlining the first 2 digits. Do that on your paper, guys. You're on the back side. Go to the back of the first page. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Jace is there. Hurry up, Jace. Julie's there. Cash is there. Shelby. All right, good. Okay. So I want you to underline the 17. We're going to go to the 4 row. We're looking for what? 17. So on the 4 row, 17 would be between
16 and 20.
16 and 20. So 16 and 20. And what does that 16 turn into?
17.
Landon?
1,600.
There you go, 1,600. So that goes in this first space. 1,600. And then what does this 20 turn into, Ella?
2,000.
2,000. So 2,000 goes in this second space. And what's the basic fact we can use for this problem? Shelby? 16 divided by 4, so let's write that over here. 16 divided by 4. And what's our basic fact for this problem? Zing? Very good. 20 divided by 4. Shelby and Zing, you can give yourselves a point. Ella, you can too if you didn't yet. Okay. Who said that? Landon? Yes, you got it.
Peters,
Yes.
I can't see the other side, like this side of it. Oh, no, now I can.
Okay. So, which one do you think we should use? 1,600 or 2,000? Which one's closer to 1,700? Dakota? 1,600. Okay. So, we're going to choose 1,600 because it is closer to 1,718 than 2,000 is. Okay, so it says it is closer to 1,718 than 2,000 is. Yes. Can you see that, Brenly? Okay, so our basic fact, 16 divided by 4. We go to the 4 row, we find 16 go up. The answer is 4. So 1,600 divided by 4 would be 4 with 2 zeros. So that means 1,718 divided by 4 is about 400.
TV's blurry. It got blurry.
Yeah, I'll fix it. Thank you for letting me know.
There's 4 doors. There it is.
Yeah.
They're all 4.
Okay. Brenly, can you see it?
426, 440.
Are you good?
Yes.
Okay. You can give me a thumbs up if it's easier. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so we are going to do now together. We're going to do 2, 4, 6, and 8. We're going to do 2, 4, 6, and 8 together. Then you guys are going to do the odd ones on your own. 3, 5, 7, and 9. Okay.
We're counting by 2s. 2, 4, 6.
Here we go. 455 divided by 9. This is question number 2. 455 divided by 9. I want you guys to start by underlining 45, okay? And then we go over to the 9 row and we look for 45. Do you see it?
Yes.
There is a 45. So that means this 45 is going to stay the same, but what's going to happen to this 5? Is 450 really close to 455?
Yes. There's only 5 away.
Then we're going to divide by 9 using our basic facts like we did on the math warm-up. 45 divided by 9 is 5. And how many zeros do we bring over? 1. There's your answer. So on this problem, I want you guys to write above it 450 divided by 9 equals 50. Then on the line, you're going to write about 50.
Can we put the symbol? It's a sloppy end.
What?
The symbol is a
It's a curvy end.
Okay, here we go. Number 4. 176 divided by 8. So we start by underlining what? 17. So Sophie, I'm going to go to the 8 row and find where 17 would be. 17 would be right after 16, right?
So between 16 and 24.
It would be between 16 and 24, but which is it closer to, 16 or 24? 16, so I'm going to write it up above because 16 is less than 17. The 6 turns into a 0. So we are turning the problem 176 divided by 8 into 160 divided by 8. So up here I'm going to write 160 divided by 8. 16 divided by 8 is 2. How many zeros do we bring over?
1.
1. So 176 divided by 8 is about 20.
Can we try this?
Now we're going to do number 6, which is going to have 2 answers. 5,321 divided by 6. So just like we did before, Cash, we're going to underline the 53. Head over to the 6th row and look for 53. 53 would be between what?
48 and 54.
48 on top, 54 on bottom. How many zeros do we have to add on? 2. And then we have turn it into 2 problems with divided by 6. So we're going to turn this into 4,800 divided by 6 and 5,400 divided by 6. When we use the basic fact, 48 divided by 6, 48 equals 8, with how many zeros behind it? 2. And 54 divided by 6, 54, 9.
2 zeros behind it.
Yep, so our answer would be
800 and 900.
800 to 900. We don't use the about symbol on this one because there's a range. Our answer would be between 800 and 900.
It's like
Not about between 800 and 900.
It's like both are between 1
Okay,
and
now we're going to do number 8. So we start with 1,189 divided by 3. We start with the 11. Go to the 3 row. What 2 numbers would 11 be between, Julie? You find this one. On the 3 row, what 2 numbers would 11 be between?
9 and 12.
9 and 12. So this 11 turns into a single digit number. This is why this one's a little trickier. 9 and 12. How many zeros do we add on?
2.
2. Even though this, look up here for a second, guys. Even though this number has 4 digits, this one's only going to have 3 because we turned the 11 into a single digit number. Would it make sense? Would 9,000 be close to 1,000?
No.
No. So you have to think about it like that. So 900 divided by 3 and 1,200 divided by 3. 900 divided by 3 and 1,200 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3 with 2 zeros behind it. 12 divided by 3 is 4 with 2 zeros behind it. So the answer then we write on the line is between 300 and 400. Okay, I want you guys to do 3, 5, 7, and 9. Then raise your hand and I'll come check them. So on number 3 and 5, you only have to do one answer. You just pick the closest one. On 7 and 9, you do one smaller and one bigger.
On